Okay, so it's Saturday, May 24th at 9:21 a.m. I'm here with Eric Larson at Wade Creek. I met Eric at our club event last Saturday, and he just asked me to fish with him. So we're just trying Wade Creek. It's incoming high tide. High tide is at 10, I want to say 10:40 or 10:30, but it's about a 5.2 high tide. So we're here about an hour ahead, hour 20 minutes. So it's about a 4-foot tidal height right now, and it's about 53 degrees. Man, there's no wind, and it's really pleasant out here. And what a beautiful day to be on the Oregon coast. So I feel very lucky to be fishing today. I wanted to come yesterday, but I wasn't feeling good, so I came today instead. And then energy is about 140 today, 135. No, so it's pretty calm. There's some decent crashing waves for being only 140 though. So you know, catch conditions look okay. It's a little shallow here up north because we saw a sandbar up there from the top of the hill. So I'm gonna go try that sandbar. Yeah, it's looking pretty shallow here. Now you never know though. So we'll try it. So Eric is using clams, and he's got a mole crab on the bottom. Anyway, it looks a little shallow here, so I think I'm going to start moving north already. Only taking one cast. This is still my first cast, but it's pretty dead here. So you see these waves here, then it's dead water, and then the further waves, oh, that was a good crashing wave, but they're kind of out of casting distance. So anyway, we'll just keep moving north. But man, what a gorgeous day. Couldn't ask for better fishing conditions. He lives right across the street from Lost Creek, and so man, he lives in a really prime fishing area, but he's still kind of learning, even though he's gone a lot of times and caught quite a few fish. So, you know, again, this is what our club does, is we try and help people. So when I come at low tide, I know there's a trough here, but at high tide I can't see where it is, and I'd like to get past that trough, but I think the trough ends someplace up there next to the trees. So if we don't get anything here soon, we're going to bypass this whole area and just walk up to the trees. So this is the problem with coming on low energy days, is that you have very few waves, and if you come to a shallow beach and you have very few waves, and on top of that, not only don't you have the waves, but it's also very shallow where you're fishing. So, you know, you just got to hope for the best. But tide is changing about a foot an hour. So I'm hoping as time goes on, you know, conditions improve. But, you know, we'll see. It's only my third cast, but no action yet. We've only been here like 10 minutes. So it's Memorial Day weekend. I thought it'd be really crowded because when I drove by Depot Bay, man, there were tons of boats waiting to be launched, and there was already trailers parked on the side of the road, you know, this early in the morning. But we're the only ones on the beach, so this is really nice. It's awesome. I love being on the beach by myself. About 50 to 75 yards north, and it's deeper here, but there's more rocks, so we're kind of worried about getting snagged, but it's definitely deeper here. So again, we're just trying different things. You know, you gotta go find the fish. So, you know, trying to find the water where you think they're located is really the key, and then, you know, you just gotta hope you gotta get lucky. Okay, I can start feeling rocks on the bottom, so maybe you need to keep going more north. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of rocks here, and the last couple of times I came to Wade Creek at low tide, I was remarking that if you come at high tide, you know, expect to get snagged a lot. So that's what's kind of happening now. So we're going to keep moving north, but if we don't get any action soon, I'm going to start heading south. But it looks really shallow up here. So I don't know if you can see it, but see how shallow it is here? And then it goes all the way out there to where the waves are crashing. So, you know, place doesn't look optimal, so I think we're going to start moving here soon. North looks a little bit better, so maybe a little bit north more, but man, wave, but catch conditions don't look all that great today. Okay, so we've kind of found a sandbar out here where you can get out a lot further to the crashing waves. So man, I'm hoping this will make a difference, but if we don't get anything in the next 5 or 10 minutes, we're going to start heading south. 40 minutes, I'm guessing I got in about, I don't know, 7 to 8 casts, and between Eric and I, we've had 0 action. But again, catch conditions don't look all that great today. So again, this is why I don't believe there's a best tide. Like, so it was incoming high tide today, which is everyone's favorite, but man, surf conditions today didn't look very good for incoming high tide. If we don't get something here soon, I'm going to probably call it a wrap. Eric says he quits after about an hour with no action either, so, and that's kind of my standard, is after an hour, if I'm not getting anything, I just like, okay, forget it, I'll just come back on a different day. And again, Eric's using clam neck, so if anybody's got the best shot of getting any action here, you know, it's definitely him, because rail bait is always better than plastics, in my opinion. But we'll just see how it goes. It's just nice being out here again. I haven't had a chance to focus on fishing for 2 weeks because I was doing a workshop and hosting an event, so 2 weeks for me not to be out on my own is a long time. So it's just nice to be back here fishing again. Just in the last 5 minutes, wave action's starting to pick up just a little bit more to my north. So that sucked me into staying more north. We'll see how it goes. But that's what happens, you know, if you stay around the beach long enough and the tide is dropping or rising about a foot an hour, conditions are going to change pretty rapidly while you're fishing. So you just got to keep your eyes open and keep watching the surf and the waves. So finally found a mole crab at Wade Creek. First mole crab I've seen in this year. I've been here like 4 or 5 trips. We're about an hour now, and I don't know if you can see it, but we're almost at maximum high tide. But after an hour, we've had 0 action. And we fished the entire north side, you know, up to the trees. We skipped a large patch because of rocks, but we fished pretty much the entire north side. So I think we're going to try and head south here soon. I just wanted to try a couple of casts here because conditions looked a little bit better than when we first here. Okay, I didn't feel anything, but you can see my bloody worm is bitten in half. And generally that only happens when perch bite. I'm going to rebait and try here again. So since my bloody was bitten in half, I put 2 bloodies on with 1 natural. Normally I do 2 naturals and either a camel or a bloody. But just trying to go with what the fish want. We're just a little bit south of the creek, and wave action here actually looks better. Still kind of shallow, but better than where we were. Way down south actually looks pretty good, but I don't want to walk that far now. So we're just going to try probably for about another 20-30 minutes. And again, we've had 0 action. Again, I pulled up my rig and had half my worm gone, but I never felt anything, so I have no idea what happened. So I'm just hoping for a bite or a fish, and I'm hoping Eric gets it because he's still learning the sport. So I'm hoping I helped him learn a few things today. I know one thing that he learned today was I gave him one of my leaders, because his leaders kept wrapping up, and he said that my leaders don't tangle near as much as his does. So, you know, those are the kind of things I just like to help people with and learn little tricks of the trade. You know, I try and give out free stuff when I can. All right, another 20 minutes and that's going to be it. But again, man, what a lovely day. Couldn't ask for a better fishing day. And you can always have better catching days, but man, as far as fishing days go, this is such a lovely day. Okay, so one of the things I like to do is I like to have people try my Santium rod. So Eric's trying my 10-foot short butt, and I'm trying his, which is an Akuma SST, and it's a 10-foot 6 with 3/8. So it's 3/8 to 3/4 ounce rated. So it's not rated for very heavy weight. But I always like to try people's rods. Always like to have people try my rods. You know, just for something to compare. This rod actually casts pretty well, even though it's a lightly weighted rod. He's got 3 ounces on it. So he's using way above what it's spec'd for. And it's got pretty decent action. So this is actually a pretty nice rod. So it's a 4-piece travel spin rod. So I always like to try people's rods. I've probably tried about 50 to 60 rods in the last 2 to 3 years. And other than the Akuma Rockaway, and again, this is another Akuma, but this rod is actually pretty decent compared to my Santiam. Now, I have found very few rods that even get close to my Santiam, but this one's pretty close. So the other thing I was looking at is this rod. If you look at how many eyes he's got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 10 to 12 eyes on here. So the more eyes you have and the more line friction you have, which kind of reduces your cast. So I'm not sure why they have so many eyes on, but again, it's just something that you notice as you use other people's equipment. Okay, so after this we're just gonna quit. We haven't had any action. Been here about an hour and a half.